Welcome back, everybody. If there's a prettier sight in this game, I don't know what it would be than Kuori Lake. There is currently a grayling order at the cafe, so I think we start off with at least one spinnerbait on there. And because it is a sunny day, I'm going to start off with the Hunter 003. How that does for us. Getting a little late start. I would really like to try for burbot. The problem is I literally don't know where to try. So we may try from the island again. Really get a good test on the island. Throw out a question to chat. See if anybody has any news for us. I guess I could also check that Russian site. May just still not be a good time for burbot, but honestly, now that we have two stronger feeders, I'm just kind of dying to use them for something, you know? Let's see how big this seems. It's not too bad. We don't need to change our course. Well, so far, for being after 12 o'clock, the bite rate on these two lures has been fantastic, and the Arctic are still biting. Nice. Okay, that's some good information. So he's talking about fishing to the 10-meter hole from the key with mayfly, and that's been pretty dead, it sounds like. Let's just jump on the Kuori Lake part of this Russian site and see if anyone has said anything. There's a fish on this one. There's a little saban. Don't worry, I do have some more coffee. I know some of you were concerned about that. Alright, let me check this real quick. So, it looks like the only thing that's been updated is throw towards the fish market. S11, 10.001, 4 and 6.003. I don't know what the S is. That one of the. So that's talking about fishing from a boat. We just don't really have the setups for doing that, to be honest. It sounds like people are having pretty good success just in general spin fishing at Kuori in certain spots. But with these little setups we have, I don't know that that's going to be ideal for us. S11 works. I guess we could try it real quick. I think S11 is a wobbler. Isn't that one of the wobbler series? I believe it is. We have seen Coach Hero here before, correct? Yep. I believe so. Going after some big boys there. Low level. So let me see. Where was it that we were going to be casting from here? 121, 105. Should be straight up this way if I'm reading the coordinates right. I think there's a fish here, right? Getting a little bendis on this guy. Okay. So Baron Guy in chat asked, what is the spinning reel to buy after the Lacerti? Lots of good answers here. If you want to save up for a little while, the Saber 60, or you can get a Proton, which is a little cheaper, or if you want to go, just really the next step would be the Adriatic. I think I agree with all those. And then Croxine says, can you skip Lacerti and go straight to Adriatic? I mean, if you save enough, I guess you can do anything. Alright, so where are they casting here? Let's just check this, guys. Throw towards the fish market. Alright, let's just see how far we can get. Fish market is there. Let's see if we can even get a jig step going. We'll start at 25 and go from there. So let's let that sucker sink down. Not getting a jig step at all, am I? There we go. I don't know if it would have been quicker if we would have let it, like... No? Went away already. I think it's because the bottom is just like bumpy and rough and uneven. Alright, there's a fish. We're going to have to sort of track this, and the question will be, you know, are we getting faster bites on one rod doing this than we are trolling without any skills put in as well? I'll share an old trick I used to use to get jig step. Now this is primarily when I was using bait casting setups. So the steelhead primarily, okay? There we go. What I would do, we went to retrieval 30 by the way, if you didn't notice that. What I would do is count to 4 in my head. Alright? So, wow. I'm telling you, these hunter spoons, guys, this happens. Like, you can't even, they won't even, you know, they won't even sink to the bottom, and sometimes fish just can't resist. All right, it's a pretty decent marker here. So the plan of action, if we get on a fish that's too big for us to handle, I guess is going to be to slam it down and then jump in the boat and speed after it and hope that it doesn't totally wreck us. All right, let me try to show you this again. I'm going to count to 4 in my head. I'll try to do it out loud. I don't know if it'll screw myself up doing it out loud. I don't think I've ever done it out loud before, but let's try this. All right, so let it go to the bottom. Okay, get into a good angle here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So half the time is spent reeling and half the time is spent pausing. Especially I found using the steelhead with bait casting. It was the perfect time to wait to get that jig step. Now, once you get comfortable with it, it will become like muscle memory. It'll actually be hard for you to not do that timing. And then once you start to get the jig step, you can start to put in a little bit like a pregnant pause that's a little longer. You can also keep jig step going when you do 2 reels instead of just 1. All right, so we've had 2 marker chars in a row. One, 2, 3, 4. Now you'll find that different rigs will feel slightly differently. Jig steps might feel a little different based on the size, the weight, or the type of lure you're using. But it's a good way to get started. It has worked for me for a long time. At a place like Volkov, when you don't have as many issues with the bottom of the lake or the river, I guess, I feel like I get jig step a little more quickly and a little more consistently. This part of Kuori where there's this huge elevation change in the bottom has always been a little tricky on jig step. Same with the 10-meter hole. I guess it's when the lure is hitting that slope or whatever. It can really change your jig step. We're getting some Arctic char every time. We'll change the other hunter here shortly just to try it as well. And I don't know that this is better than trolling. I mean, we're definitely getting less variety. But if it turns out that the majority of the fish are not the majority, if a reasonable amount of the fish are markers, then it might be worth doing this instead of trolling. I think trolling's been pretty good though. can't tell y'all how long it's been that I've done this. Sitting in a spot and just casting over and over. How many is that in a row that were not markers? 3 in a row? At 30%, you can start using bait casting. Because to me, this is so much better when you can do bait casting. But that's just a preference thing. I've always enjoyed the bait casting setups more than the spinning. Okay. That seemed pretty good though. Might be worth doing that like first thing in the morning. Might also be worth trying to jig for Char a little bit too. Take away from our grayling chance though. I actually haven't seen a grayling on this particular lure yet today. Maybe we should try a different spinner bait since we're trying to get that grayling. What do we see graylings on a lot? I love seeing that. Oh, we might have seen some on the kilos, huh? Actually, let's try the elegant spin for a minute. Might switch this one out a little bit, see if we can't land on a grayling or two. really small. It's getting a little later. Let's do the 002 for a bit. That is too long without a bite on this. Okay. Yeah, and the friction brake's already pretty high. Well, this will pretty much take us to the end of the trolling time, won't it? Well, maybe not. I don't know. Can't tell how much it's going to fight us. I lost the line there for a second. I know you will all be very surprised to see that this is an Arctic char. Holy cow. I'd say a 60% chance this is another Arctic char. Or a lake trout, right? I mean, that's what we're seeing the last couple days. It's lake trout and Arctic char. Clearly this one is not as big. Oh, that's a Kuori char, y'all. Oh my goodness. You see the color? And it runs a lot quicker than the Arctic was, even though it's a smaller fish. So excited to be able to catch our first Kuori char. And if it's a decent one, it may be our most XP fish. I think those run a good bit more XP than the Arctics. They're at least equivalent to, right? I'm really curious what everybody's talking about in game chat. I've not been able to pay close attention. If somebody wants to summarize it for me, it sounds like people are saying that there's a really OP dace spot that for early, like low-level players, you can make a ton of silver. Is that what y'all are saying? At Winding, maybe? I would love to know about this. I don't think I've ever farmed dace, of all things. And I've been a little preoccupied, so I haven't been able to like read chat closely. Please do not come off. I want to see our first Kuori char really bad. I'm hoping this means it's a little bigger than I initially thought. Feels like he wants to come up. It's funny because we had him way up at the top right early on, didn't we? But he had a lot more fight in him. He was just kidding around, letting us think we had something going early. I will be so devastated if this pops off, by the way. I just really want to see this Kuori. So there was a 60% chance it was an Arctic Char. I don't know what the percent chance it was that it was a Kuori, but that's what we hit. Oh, don't go into the boat, please. Oh, there she is. Oh my goodness. Is it the prettiest fish in the game? I think it is. Okay, let's get these suckers set up. Alright, Fortuna Feeder gets the Proton. Percy gets the Adriatica. Alright, so let me take note of this real quick. 81, 100, pearl barley, maggot, red worm, blood worm. Short cast, 17 centimeters with float. Cool. Using one rod only. Alright. Crap. So, Percy, actually Fortuna, Percy, and let's go with this. We want as big a hooks as possible. Let's go with 4s, Nightcrawler, pickup. Do we want to do a thing? I don't think we're going to outcast this hole, to be honest. Let's just do max cast this time. I think it'll still be way down there. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do max on that one. And, and 90% on this one. In the duckweed worm, but feeder fishing. Okay. All right. For rough. Gotcha. All right. So on this one, let's do like we did last time. A 20 hook with worm and some kind of neutral ground bait. And we'll do max cast on this rod. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, I had a clip on there. Okay. Okay. Maybe we'll go join them for that. Maybe we'll end the video with a little dace fishing at Winding. All right, so we're going to just try to be a little patient here just to see if we can find a burbot. We've tried this before, but with only one rod, and I think we had a we were cut off or something. Isn't this where the disconnect happened? Like we had something nibbling on the burbot line and then we got disconnected. So we'll see. I'm not sure that it's active here. I'm not sure that burbot are really active anywhere at Kuori right now from what I'm hearing, but all right, that was the max cast. With night crawlers, it doesn't necessarily have to be a burbot, though. If it was fish pieces, you would say, oh, it's a burbot. That line's moving. But without fish pieces, there's no telling. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Looks like a year ago I was fishing for chub using ground crackers and fly maggots only. That sounds like something I would do. Oh man, I forgot what the ground bait used to look like buying it in the store. Okay, once again at full cast. By the way, we need to get some of those mayfly if we're going to be feeder fishing at all at Kuori to try for char. is a burbot. So it's looking like max cast is a little better. Possibly. $39 meters. Well, we've caught some burbot here. This is interesting. Notice that the experience isn't the best ever. That was like just under 900 experience on free to play without premium. But they do alright for silver. A lot of gear has been purchased on the backs of burbot, especially at Kuori. Although, there was a time that burbot got nerfed, let's put it that way. There was also a time when burbot were actually crazy at Kuori. Char and burbot both on feeder was just so much fun at Kuori. But I don't think it's as good as it used to be now. We'll give this another couple minutes before we go join chat at Winding for a little bit. So, and I haven't tried it recently, and it probably would be worth to try it. Again, we need to buy some mayfly, but or is it mayfly larva, I guess. But we used to cast straight out here, basically southwest. We didn't have clip back then, but I think it was like a 90% cast or something. And during the day, Char would bite. So we need to have at least one we don't really want 4.8. We could do this 3.1 line. And I'm sure we want really small hooks. And I don't know if pearl barley is the best, but we'll try it to start off with. There we go. Now, this is a little bit smaller leader, right, than the other one, but holy cow. Hold on, crank that friction brake down. This could be a 4-kilo burbot or something. See how, oh gosh. See how burbot don't actually fight that much, but just pulling the weight out of the water on them. Is this a burbot? See, he's pulling down a, holy crap. He's pulling down a little bit on the line, but usually you're not going to get spooled by a burbot. I mean, you have to really have a big burbot and weak line to get spooled by him. What the crap? What do I have on here? guys, just don't take me anywhere, okay? You just leave me at home and put a football helmet on me, pad the corners of the furniture. Good grief. That was just downright embarrassing. Alright, I think this is our burbot spot for now. We make some decent silver here catching, you know, 4 or 5 burbot a night. If we occasionally get a big one, that'd be nice. What is going on here? I mean, the line's not moving, right? I'll give it a minute, but that doesn't sound like a normal bite. I mean, I think just like a small fish or something is just on there. That was weird. Strange days at Kuori Lake. Can't wait to see the cost of some of this fish. Hopefully we did all right. We certainly did not get a 5 kilo burbot, although I'm starting to think it might be possible. No Vindus were big enough. Not the right perch sizes. All right. So look at these burbot first of all. Very small burbot. Look how much silver they're worth. And that Kuori Char, a 50 silver fish basically. That was nice. Most expensive fish we ever sold. That was really nice and really fun. Oops. Alright, where are we headed to? Alright, quick question. Do they have mayfly larvae? Yes, 30, 60. Do they have grasshoppers? 300? I'm not willing to commit to grasshoppers that hard right now. Alright, crackers. What did I say before? I actually don't think millet porridge is bad for them, but we really want bloodworms, right? Alright, where are we headed? 81,100. Where the heck is that? We're almost there. Alright. Yep, I have never fished here before. Okay, so we want this. What do we have that we could put on this? Yes. Are we going for chub on these? So let's do 8s with maggots. And so we need, oh no, we got it set up. Crackers and bloodworm. Let's add the millet porridge too. Alright, so this is a little bonus content you might say. Alright, where are we going to cast for the chub? I mean, do we think the chub's going to be here? It's all about 1.5 meters here, huh? Well, let's just keep it close so it doesn't interrupt with our main fishing we're doing here. Alright, they said 17 centimeters. And let's see how it goes. Crap. Alright. Okay. So we just caught a roach. If we go a little even smaller hook, maybe we get away from the roach. It's going to be another roach, I think. Yeah, so let's go even smaller. I don't have 24. We can go buy a 24 if we need it, though. Let's just see this bite first before we get the feeder. Holy roach, Batman. Okay. let's try a 24 hook. We need to have really tiny hooks for some things anyway, so. And we'll try pearl barley one more time, then we'll try maggots and bloodworms. Okay, what starts at 24? Crap. 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 All the 24s still up. Okay. Not good. We almost there. Alright, we catch a chub. Nah. All we're catching is roach right now. Alright. So, let's... Okay, we'll try pearl barley one more time. Yeah, it wasn't very far. Trying to get it, like... Yeah, closer to us. See if that makes a difference. Okay, that might have been a little close. We're certainly not getting drifting with current on that one, are we? There we go. There's a fish around it. It's a small fish too. It's a gudgeon. We had a fish get away. I'm gonna get focused here so we don't have to worry about it. So let's try maggots. That's a dace. Dace is the place. I'm pretty sure I've never targeted dace before. That's a dace. I don't have a marker yet, though. I'm not looking, but that is a dace. Okay. That is a dace. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to 20 on maggots to see if we're still catching them and see if they get any bigger. Sounds like red worm is working as well. So the idea here is if you can get dialed in and catch marker dace, apparently it adds up to pretty decent silver. Is what folks are saying in chat. Is there a fish on there? Yeah, it just like spawned in. Did y'all see that? That is a big fish. Crap. It's a roach. The other one was probably a roach as well. So we've gone back up to 20. We're getting more roach. All right, let's try red worm. Although I really don't want to like use all the red worm. I mean, if it's like the best bait, then maybe. But whoa, it's way over here. Awkward. 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 Alert. 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 Houston, we have a problem. I mean, seems a little slower on red worm. Now when it finally gets one, it might be a bigger one. I don't know. So far, maggot's been best, but we are getting a lot of non-markers on maggots. Now, if you're higher level, you can use Fluorocarbon Line, and that may help. And by higher level, I mean if you've leveled up your float fishing more. To what percent? 40%. Oh, there we go. Is the fish still on there? Gudgeon. Alright, let's try Bloodworm. Ooh, it's a dace. Oh, it ran away. It didn't like it. It's like, thanks for offering, but I'm going to wait for the maggots to come back. That's a dace. Let's try Bloodworm again. Holy cast, Batman. We get worms if we go straight across over there. I'm not sure if that's the bait or actually the location of where we're casting it. We seem to get more dace right here in front of us. That's a dace. Looks kind of small though, doesn't it though? Oh, it might be a gudgeon. Gudgeon. All right, let's see maggots a little farther, a little longer here. Oh, that looks like a nice one. Don't mess it up, dog. There's a reason why it looked like a nice one. Because it was a roach. That's a dace. Frickin' small, man. Smallsies. Go back to maggots with a little bigger hook. That's a dace. I can kind of see what the strategy would be here, though. If you could get dialed in on float fishing and catch some of these, like, small species, just grind through your float fishing for a while, and you'd be making pretty decent silver. And then you use, you save till you have enough silver, and you skip some of the, like, lower steps of the feeder systems, I guess. Then you can go right to bream, maybe. I can kind of see that, I guess. I don't mind those. That's a gudgeon. If it gets farther down, it feels like we're getting gudgeon. It's interesting. This spot is interesting. Oh, might be a good one. It looks roachy, though, doesn't it? He's using a 20. That's what I have on. He's using maggots. That's not a gudgeon. It's a little, oh, it is a gudgeon. Yeah, down there, like, you want to catch gudgeon right there. And remember, gudgeon was what was working so good on Ladoga? Is that where it was? For whitefish recently? Isn't that where Carp Guy was doing whitefish? So Durr's catching chub in the same place. Okay, cool. It's good to know. Here it comes. A gudgeon, maybe? Kind of looks like one. I don't know. We'll never know. Oh, it's going to be a roach. Tiny roach. It's not going to be a roach. That actually does look like a roach, unfortunately. Gudgeon. Gudgeon it. Come on. Get it, Gudgeon. It's been active all day, although this time of day it should be getting more active. Hello? Roach. Roach. Our float fishing is leveling up. Yeah, that short cast is a bit of a problem because it hits this, hits the ground over here. That is so shallow. It is just standing straight up. Oh my goodness. Gudgeon? Gosh. I am just not hitting the marker dace, am I? Alright, different time of day. Let's go back to pearl barley. Just see. Okay. 72.84. Wait, is that up this way? Or is that around the bend? This is where we just were. Holy cow. Is it how our current here still? Yeah. Bleak. Crap. Just trying to see how long we've been going. Pretty long. Okay. Bleak. Are these not worth as much as Dace? Definitely catching a better percentage of markers so far. Bleak. Is it just me, or are we catching them mostly further down? I don't think we've seen one yet, like, before it gets a lot farther down. It's almost like the spot is down a foot or two. Yeah, it's like that's the spot. Get up there, just throw it right here. Maybe not. Maybe it takes them a while to bite. Alright, let's try maggots here. Maggots won't catch just bleak, though. Holy cow. Alright. Well, that's our first non-marker bleak after the pearl barley was nailing the marker bleak. Bleak after bleak. Look how smaller they are on maggots, though. That's a dace. That might be a decent one, too. It's a little chub. It's a little jerk chub. This is the issue with maggots, I feel like, where the pearl barley was just catching dace there. Now the maggots are getting a little bit of everything. I can't tell what that is. I assume it's a bleak because it's darker. Yeah, and again, not a marker. Pearl barley. Let's try this again. Just make sure it's not like a time of day change or something. This just, the pearl barley wasn't as fast a bite, it seemed like. But it was nice it was nice bleak that we're getting on there. That's a bigger one. Yeah, see? It's pearl barley. It's the winner. We can go ahead and declare it. Come on. What is that? That's not a bleak. Roach. get a little farther up. Just kind of watch it up here. See if maybe the spot is better up here. I don't know. In the weeds. There's a bite. I don't know. I think we've gotten off our bleak, though. That's not a bleak. That's a roach. Little dace. It's too far out, isn't it? It's also getting late. See if we can get one more. Whoa. Oh, crap. Seems like 40% cast. That's where we want to be. There or slightly past that. It's getting too late. We're going to start losing bites to the nighttime. One more bleak, maybe? Oh. Came off. Okay. So I think there's a cafe order from what they're saying. But let's see what the prices are here. Alright, 3 silver for the biggest bleak. Goes down to like 2.5 pretty quick. The largest dace, which we just didn't have any marker dace. I mean, that's the problem. We don't really have anything to compare them to. But apparently they go up in price pretty nice from what they were saying in chat. We caught a bunch of junk, but it was fun, and we leveled up our float fishing a little bit. So that's 18 silver with 3 of them being undersized. That is really nice. Always some pretty easy orders here, just like at Mosquito. Okay. 18 more silver. All right, we did it. Cool. Thank y'all for watching. What's gonna be next? I don't know. Am I gonna give in and go try to use the feeder somewhere? Or are we gonna? We'll probably go back to Kuori. I'm just having fun, like trolling and even casting at Kuori. We'll probably do that again. We'll see. Okay. Thanks for watching.